Let me paint you a picture. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You're lying in bed. The curtains are closed. Your phone is in your hand and you've been scrolling for the last 45 minutes without even realizing it. Last night, just like every night before it, you made a promise to yourself. Tomorrow is different. Tomorrow, I wake up early. Tomorrow, I go to the gym. Tomorrow, I eat clean. Tomorrow, I start working on that thing I've been putting off for 6 months. But tomorrow came, and you're still in bed at 2 p.m. Here's what I need you to understand before this video goes any further. This is not a motivational video. I'm not here to hype you up for 10 minutes and send you back to your couch feeling good about yourself, because that's exactly the trap that's been keeping you stuck. What I'm going to tell you in this video is going to be uncomfortable. Some of it is going to make you defensive. Some of it might even make you want to click off. But if you stay, and I mean actually stay, not just have this playing in the background while you scroll, by the end of this video, you will understand something about yourself that most men go their entire lives without realizing. And that one thing might be the difference between the life you have right now and the life you keep saying you want. So don't go anywhere, Dot. Let's start with some numbers, because I want you to truly feel the weight of what's happening. The average person today spends between 4 and 7 hours every single day on their phone, not working, not creating, not learning, just consuming, scrolling, watching, reacting. Let's take the conservative number, 4 hours a day. That's 28 hours a week. That's 112 hours a month. That's 1,460 hours every single year, which works out to over 60 full days. Just gone, vanished, into a screen. Now here's the part that should genuinely disturb you. In those 60 days, what could you have built? A business? A body you're proud of? A skill that changes your career? A relationship worth having? Instead, most men spend those 60 days watching other people live their lives and wondering why their own isn't moving. And the really painful part? Most of those men, most of us, will look back in 5 years and realize that nothing changed. Not because life didn't give us opportunities, but because we chose comfort over and over again until the choice became automatic. That's not laziness. That's something much more dangerous. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is, Dot. Okay. First, brutal truth. And this one is going to hurt if you've built your whole self-improvement strategy around it. Motivation is a lie, not a small lie, not a half-truth, a complete, total, industry-manufactured lie that has been sold to you through every motivational speaker, every hype video, every rise and grind post you've ever consumed. Here's what they never tell you. Motivation is not the cause of action. It is the result of action. You do not feel motivated and then start. You start, even when you feel nothing, and then the motivation appears. That's the order. That's how it actually works in the real world for real people. Think about every time in your life you actually followed through on something. Did you feel amazing before you started? Or did you feel like doing anything else in the world? And you started anyway? The gym doesn't feel good before you go. It feels good after. The cold shower doesn't feel good before you step in. It feels good after. The hard work doesn't feel rewarding when you sit down to do it. It feels rewarding when you look back at what you built. Waiting to feel motivated is like waiting to feel hungry before you decide whether food exists. The feeling comes after the commitment, not before it. And yet millions of men are sitting on their potential right now, waiting for a feeling that will never arrive on its own. Stop waiting. Start moving. The feeling will follow, Dot. Now I need to talk about something that nobody in the self-discipline space wants to say out loud, because it makes the whole "just be stronger" message fall apart. Your phone is not just a distraction. It is a precision-engineered weapon designed by some of the smartest people on the planet specifically to defeat your self-control. Let me be very clear about what I mean. The teams behind TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, Snapchat, they are not building entertainment platforms. They are building behavioral modification systems. They employ neuroscientists, behavioral psychologists, and machine learning engineers whose entire job is to figure out the exact combination of content, timing, and reward that makes it impossible for your brain to look away. Every notification is timed. Every autoplay is deliberate. Every infinite scroll is designed to remove the natural stopping point that your brain needs to break the loop. The red notification badge triggers the same neural pathway as a slot machine win. And here's the part nobody talks about. The algorithm isn't just keeping you watching. It's learning you. Every time you pause on a video for 2 extra seconds, every time you go back to rewatch something, every micro reaction you have, the system gets smarter about exactly how to hold your attention. You are not weak for struggling with this. You are a human brain that evolved over hundreds of thousands of years, up against a system that has been optimized by billions of data points and billions of dollars specifically to defeat you. But here is where it shifts. The moment you understand this, truly understand it, not just intellectually, but in your gut, you stop being a passive target and start being a conscious player in the game. And conscious players can change the rules. Third brutal truth. And this one is going to completely reframe the way you think about your worst days. Willpower is not a personality trait. It's not something you either have or you don't. Willpower is a biological resource, and like any resource, it depletes. Stanford psychologist Roy Baumeister spent years researching what he called ego depletion, the documented phenomenon where the quality of human decision-making deteriorates the more decisions a person has already made that day. In the morning, your tank is full. You can resist temptation. You can make smart choices. You can push through discomfort. But every decision, what to wear, what to eat, whether to respond to that text, what to watch, what to skip, burns through that tank. By 9 or 10 o'clock at night, most people are running on fumes. And on fumes, you order the bad food. You skip the workout you planned. You say yes to the thing you told yourself you wouldn't do. You open the app you were trying to stay off. And then the next morning, you wake up and feel like a failure. But you're not a failure. You just misunderstood how the engine works. Here's what the people who appear to have limitless discipline actually figured out. They don't fight their impulses at the moment of temptation. They engineer their environment so the temptation rarely appears. Barack Obama wore essentially the same 2 colors of suits every day. Steve Jobs had his uniform. Not because they had no taste, but because they understood that every trivial decision they eliminated was energy reserved for the decisions that actually mattered. You don't need more willpower. You need to stop wasting the willpower you already have, All right, this is the one that's going to sting the most. And I need you to stay with me here, because this might be the most important thing in this entire video. You are lying to yourself every single day, not in big dramatic ways, in small, quiet, completely believable ways that you've rehearsed so many times they feel like truth. I'll start when things calm down. Things never calm down. I would go to the gym, but I don't have the energy after work. But you have the energy to watch 3 episodes of something after work. I'll get serious about my finances when I'm earning more. The person earning twice what you earn right now is saying the exact same thing. This week was just unusually hard. It's been an unusually hard year, for 4 years in a row. The lies aren't malicious. They're protective. Your brain is genuinely trying to shield you from the discomfort of acknowledging that the gap between who you are and who you want to be is something only you can close. And closing it requires sustained discomfort. But here's the brutal reality. The story you tell yourself about why you can't start yet is the reason you haven't started. Not your circumstances. Not your upbringing. Not the people around you. The story. That voice. That very reasonable sounding explanation. Right now, not after this video, right now. I want you to think of the one excuse you use most often. You know which one it is. You've used it so many times it's worn smooth. That is the thing standing between you and the person you keep saying you want to become. I want to talk about something real for a minute. I've been around men who completely transformed their lives. Not in movie montage, 30-day challenge ways. In deep, permanent, identity-level ways. And I've been around men who talked about transforming their lives for years without a single thing changing. The difference between those 2 groups is not talent. It's not resources. It's not even time. It's one thing. The men who transform stopped treating their commitments to themselves as optional. Every other commitment in your life, your job, your bills, showing up for other people, these feel non-negotiable. You don't debate whether to go to work in the morning. You go. Not because you love it every single day, Because it's not up for discussion. But the commitment to yourself? The workout? The discipline? The hard thing you said you'd do? Somehow that one always becomes negotiable. Somehow that one always loses to comfort. The shift happens when you decide, truly decide, not kind of decide, that the commitment to yourself is just as non-negotiable as showing up for everyone else. Not, I'll try to go to the gym. I go to the gym. That's what I do. Not, I should probably stop scrolling. I put the phone down at 10 p.m. That's what I do. Not, I'll try to wake up earlier. I wake up at 6. That's what I do. When the decision is already made, and not remade every single morning, the mental resistance drops to almost nothing. The battle is won before it starts. Okay, I've told you what doesn't work and why. Now let me tell you what actually does. Not theory, not philosophy. Concrete, practical, tested approaches that real people use to build real discipline. Number 1, start so small it feels embarrassing. I mean genuinely embarrassing. Not, I'll work out for 30 minutes. I'll do 5 push-ups. Not, I'll read for an hour. I'll read 1 page. Not, I'll save 20% of my income. I'll save $10 this week. Your brain has a threat detection system for big changes. It resists them. But it has almost no resistance to something tiny. And something tiny, done consistently, builds the neural pathway that eventually makes the bigger thing feel natural. The goal in the beginning is not results. The goal is identity. Every time you do the small thing, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Enough votes, and the election is decided. Number 2, design your environment before you need willpower. Put your phone in another room before you go to bed. Put your gym clothes out the night before. Delete the apps that eat your time. Not move them to a folder, delete them. Put a book on your pillow. Put a water bottle on your desk. Make the right choice, the easy choice. Make the wrong choice require effort. You're not fighting your impulses. You're redesigning the battlefield before the fight starts. Number 3, never miss twice. You will miss a day. That's not failure. That's being human. The difference between people who build lasting habits and people who don't is not that successful people never miss. It's that when they miss, they never miss twice in a row. Miss once. Life happened. Miss twice. You're starting a new pattern. And that new pattern has a name. It's called going back to who you were. Number 4, track the streak. Protect it like it's worth something. Because it is. There's something deeply powerful about a visible record of consecutive days. It creates a psychological momentum that works in your favor. You don't want to break the chain. That single psychological fact has driven more consistency than any amount of raw motivation ever could. I want to tell you about a moment. Not a dramatic moment. Not a movie moment. A quiet one. It's 5:45 in the morning. The alarm goes off. It's dark. It's cold. Every cell in your body is pulling you back toward the pillow. Your mind starts listing all the reasons why today could be the exception. You worked hard yesterday. You deserve the rest. You'll make up for it tomorrow. And then something different happens. You sit up anyway. Not because you feel amazing. Not because you're motivated. Not because you suddenly became a different person overnight. You sit up because you made a decision, maybe days ago, maybe weeks ago, and you decided that the version of yourself you're building is worth more than the comfort of this exact moment. That moment, that quiet, unsexy, unfilmed moment where you choose the hard thing over the easy thing, that is where discipline actually lives. Not in the highlight reels, not in the transformation photos. In that dark, cold, 5 a.m. decision that nobody ever sees. And here's the truth that most men never discover. Once you win that moment a few times, once you stack enough of those small, invisible victories, something changes inside you. Not your circumstances, not your talent, your identity. You stop being someone who is trying to be disciplined. You become someone who simply is. And from that place, everything is possible. You made it to the end. And I want to say something to you. Not as a content creator, but as someone who genuinely believes that what I just told you has the power to change the direction of your life. Most men who watch this video will feel something right now. A stir. A recognition. That uncomfortable truth that this was, at least in part, about them. And then most of them will close this video, open Instagram, and by tomorrow morning this will feel like a distant memory. But some of you, maybe just a few, are going to do something different. You're going to close this video and do one thing. Just one. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Now. Maybe you put the phone down and do 10 push-ups on the floor. Maybe you open your notes app and write down 3 things you are actually committing to. Not hoping for, committing to. Maybe you set your alarm for 1 hour earlier than usual and actually mean it this time. Whatever it is, do it before the feeling fades. Because the feeling will fade. That's the nature of feelings. But the action, that becomes a memory. And memories of doing the hard thing are the bricks that discipline is built from. If this video reached something real in you, subscribe. Because every single week, we go to places like this. The uncomfortable places. The honest places. The conversations that most people avoid because they'd rather feel comfortable than actually grow. And leave a comment below with one word. Just one that describes where you are right now. Because I read every single one. And you'd be surprised what it means to just say the true thing out loud, even to a stranger on the internet. See you in the next one. And I genuinely mean this. I hope the next time you see this channel, you are already a little bit different than you are right now.